Welcome back to our channel. Jelly Roll got on a scale in 2022 and was met with the sight of 563 pounds. The public would be shocked by the country star's change 2 years later, going from eating entire wedding cakes to selling out stadiums and overdosing in prison to shedding 150 pounds in 6 months. This is the tale of how the most unexpected star in country music was once a drug dealer. On December 4, 1984, Jelly Roll, real name Jason Bradley DeFord, was born in Antioch, a tough neighborhood outside of Nashville, Tennessee. The beginning of his life was chaotic. Drug abuse and mental health issues plagued his mother, Donna. Buddy, his father, was occupied with his meat company and his job as an illegal gambling bookie. This indicated that Jelly Roll was raised in an untidy and unsteady household. Because he was a fat child, his mother called him Jelly Roll. It never occurred to anyone that this name would become well known. Out of 4 children, he was the youngest, having 3 elder half-siblings. Despite her difficult home life, Jelly Roll turned to music for solace. Early evidence of the skill that would transform his life was evident when he wrote his first rap song at the age of 9. He was raised in Antioch, which was a difficult location for a child. It was rife with drug use, poverty, and crime. In order to make ends meet, many residents of the neighborhood were unemployed, and those who were frequently forced to labor illegally. Growing up, Jelly Roll claimed he didn't know anyone with a legitimate job. The local schools were overcrowded and underfunded. He hardly attended school, and by the time he was 12, he had already witnessed things that children shouldn't see, such as the loss of a cousin to gang violence and drive-by shootings. Crime seemed natural to him because of the atmosphere he lived in. He was unable to solve a simple maths issue at the age of 14, yet he was able to name dozens of narcotics and their street pricing. It should come as no surprise that these environments greatly influenced his early decisions. Jelly Roll was arrested for the first time when she was barely 14 years old. He was apprehended stealing marijuana and cigarettes. A lengthy cycle of problems began with one minor infraction. He spent the following 10 years in and out of jail. But while his incarceration, a significant event occurred. At the age of 15, Jelly Roll wrote his first rap song on September 3, 2000. He was in Cell Block D at the Davidson County Juvenile Detention Center, writing on the back of a commissary form using a pencil he wasn't permitted to have. It was a means for him to cope with all that was happening in his life. Early songs by Jelly Roll talked on real-life issues, his hardships, and his experiences living on the streets of Antioch. Rappers like UGK and 3 6 Mafia were idols to him because their music resonated with his sense of honesty. He had created more than 100 songs while incarcerated by the time he turned 17 in 2001. He was exceptionally talented. Additionally, he sang a song he wrote titled Streets Don't Love Nobody at a talent contest held at Woodland Hills Youth Center in 2002. The center was so delighted with a visiting music teacher that they assisted him in recording his first demo tape. 5 tracks were produced by Jelly Roll using borrowed equipment. Despite its flaws, it was his first significant move towards a career in music. Jelly Roll's debut mixtape, Halfway House, was released in 2005. In Antioch, in his mother's basement, he recorded it. It was an 18-track mixtape, all about his difficult life and his aspirations for improvement. One song, Hate Goes On, gained popularity on the radio and in local bars. In just a few months, 101.1, The Beat, played it thousands of times. Since Jelly Roll lacked substantial financial resources, he made 1,000 CDs with his remaining $500. He marketed them from his vehicle, barbershops, and gas stations. In one song, Haystack was included on Think I Give a Fuck. The music video they filmed for a local rapper received thousands of views on YouTube in a short period of time. Jelly Roll's life was heavily influenced by drugs from a young age. By the age of 12, he began to consume beer and smoke marijuana. After trying cocaine at the age of 13, he started selling narcotics at the age of 15. He first made a living for himself and his mother by selling marijuana. He thereafter began selling drugs and cocaine, which helped him gain notoriety in his community. The older he became, the worse his addiction became. By the age of 18, he was taking risky drug combinations like codeine, Xanax, and cocaine on a daily basis. He even mixed cocaine, MDMA, and alcohol and overdosed once in 2006. He was revived by paramedics after his heart stopped beating for 2 minutes. He decided to continue despite this near miss. Jelly Roll did not confront his addiction until his last period of incarceration in 2008. He started putting his hardships into music after enrolling in a 12-step program. He turned to writing as a coping and healing mechanism. 2009 was a significant year for Jelly Roll's career. After watching Jelly Roll's 10-minute freestyle on YouTube, Memphis rapper Lil White messaged him. "Pop Another Pill" is the song they collaborated on. It was an unexpected smash when it was released on April 20, 2009. People became aware of Jelly Roll after the song received millions of views on YouTube. Subsequently, Jelly Roll, Lil White, and another rapper, BPZ, established a group called Stoners Night Out, or SNO. 2011 saw the release of their album Year Round, which was produced by 3-9 Mafia's Juicy J and DJ Paul. The Billboard charts even featured it. By working hard, Jelly Roll continued to grow his fanbase. He released 27 projects, including albums, EPs, and mixtapes, between 2005 and 2015. By sharing his life on YouTube and going on constant tours, he was able to connect with his fans. Fans may join him at other Waffle House restaurants for Waffle House meet and greets, which he even started doing. In order to meet him, fans would travel for hours at these events, which became legendary. Music served as Jelly Roll's coping mechanism for his suffering. He put out an album titled Addiction Kills in 2015. RX, a song that spoke to his battle with addiction, struck a profound chord with audiences. He created the song Save Me on the day he made the decision to stop drinking, and it was released in 2020. People adored the passionate and unvarnished content. He was certified platinum after the song became a huge smash. Jelly Roll is not the only subject of his music. The goal is to instill hope. In order to make people feel less alone, he recounts his struggles. He previously remarked, "I'm trying to use music to save others because it saved my life." Jelly Roll's album Whiskey, Weed, and Women was released on August 6, 2013. Owing to his fondness for the Southern eatery, he first intended to name it Whiskey, Weed, and Waffle House. However, Waffle House threatened to sue him for exploiting their name and emblem on July 15, just a few weeks before to the release. Jelly Roll seemed unfazed by this. In a flash, he changed the album's name and replaced the cover art with a large cease and desist. This astute strategy used the legal issue as a springboard to generate discussion about the record. With 22 tracks that blended country, rock, and hip-hop, it showcased his own sound. Distinguished themselves by having strong vocals and poignant lyrics. The album sold only 1,800 copies in its first week and debuted at number 50 on the Billboard R&B hip-hop chart, but for an independent artist like Jelly Roll, it was a huge achievement. Its honesty and unvarnishedness won its fans. Over 15 million streams of the title tune were received by 2024, making it a big underground hit. Jelly Roll stood out thanks to his style, but it also hindered his career. His albums and mixtapes from 2013 to 2020 didn't easily fall into any one genre. He collaborated on the country and outlaw rock-influenced song Waylon and Willie with Struggle Jennings in 2016. Then, in 2017, he returned to hip-hop with a more polished sound after A Lovely Disaster. However, because of his frequent changes, radio stations and streaming services had trouble deciding where to place him. Jelly Roll said to Billboard in 2019 that he felt out of place. "I'm too hip-hop for country, and too country for hip-hop," he stated. Like being homeless in terms of music. Labels were clueless on how to promote him. And this rejection was a great pain to him. In 2018, he nearly gave up music completely. However, Brantley Gilbert, a country music artist, provided him advice when they met in 2019. In order to maintain his own voice, Gilbert advised him to embrace his country heritage. Jelly Roll's enthusiasm was rekindled by this encounter, and Ballads of the Broken, his 2021 country music breakthrough, was the result. In the meantime, Jelly Roll's battles with addiction persisted. In 2024, he disclosed in a podcast that he was spending more than $1,000 per day on narcotics in 2012. On July 15, 2013, he overdosed on heroin and fentanyl, which was one of his worst moments. 3 Narcan doses were necessary to save him. He made an effort to clean up after that and managed to stay sober for 18 months before relapsing in 2015. He attended several rehab centers, including one for 90 days in 2016 and another for outpatient treatment in 2018, but he struggled to stay sober. He relapsed once more in April 2023, consuming cocaine for 37 days as a result of the fame pressure. Jelly Roll has been sober since May 17, 2023, however. He is 20 months clean as of January 20 to 25, thanks to 12-step meetings, therapy, and his wife Bunny XO's support. He has a sobriety chip with him everywhere he goes, and he has his sobriety date inked on his wrist as a reminder of his progress. With the June 26 publication of Save Me in 2020, Jelly Roll's life took a drastic turn. For him, the song was a difficult moment. He was lonely during the COVID-19 lockdowns and lamenting the loss of his father. Later, Jelly Roll recalled that it was a gloomy period when everyone was cleaning everything. And his melancholy felt imprisoning. Every syllable of Save Me was honest, and it was heartfelt and unvarnished. The popularity of the song quickly spread. With more than 200 million views by 2025, the acoustic version was viewed by millions on YouTube. Fans wrote to Jelly Roll to share how the song supported them during difficult times in their lives, such as overcoming addiction or grieving a loss. The sound of the song also changed. There were elements of Jelly Roll's hip-hop flair mixed in with the country vibe. It was unique due to this fusion of styles. From hip-hop to rock to country, it appealed to a wide range of musical tastes. In an uncommon move, it even made it onto the charts for all three genres. Record labels became interested in Save Me because of its success. He was coveted by all. Jelly Roll became a member of Stony Creek Records, a record label owned by BBR. For both country music and Jelly Roll, this was a huge deal. He didn't have the standard country star's appearance or demeanor. He was 36, tattooed, and had served time in prison. But the label signed him for $3 million because they thought he had potential. One of the largest deals for a new country musician was this one. 3 albums with strong support were guaranteed in the 5-year contract, in order to ensure their success. This was a significant milestone for Jelly Roll, who had spent years laboring tirelessly alone. Jelly Roll's debut major label album, Ballads of the Broken, was released on September 17, 2021, shortly after he signed the contract. The album was honest and intimate. Songs on his struggles with addiction, mental health, and his quest to change his life were included. It was a blend of hip-hop, rock, and country, distinguishing it from other albums. Songs like Son of a Sinner and Dead Man Walking became popular. Additionally, Dead Man Walking peaked at #1 on the rock charts. The album was immediately successful, receiving over 100 million plays in its first month and ranking in the top 10 on Billboard's country chart. By sharing anecdotes about his life and the music on social media, Jelly Roll helped listeners feel more connected to him. The album was praised by critics for being unique and authentic. One of the year's top country debuts, they said. Jelly Roll was shown to be more than just another artist. His contribution to country music was novel. In 2023, Jelly Roll achieved a significant milestone. His first #1 smash on country radio was Son of a Sinner. The ascent was worthwhile, even though it took nearly a year. The song's very intimate lyrics discussed hardships and redemption. Due to its widespread appeal, it sold over 1 million copies, earned a platinum certification, and peaked at number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100. This was a pivotal occasion for Jelly Roll. Others had questioned his ability to succeed in country music as a tattooed former rapper with a problematic history. But he disproved them. Imagine what would happen to a guy who grew up in this town and spent the first 25 years of his life making all the wrong choices, Jelly Roll stated in celebration of the song's popularity. There was more to it than the charts. Its purpose was to demonstrate that anyone can succeed, regardless of their past. There have been many significant events and unexpected connections throughout Jelly Roll's career in country music. Brantley Gilbert, a country music star, is one of his most significant connections. Son of the Dirty South was the song they collaborated on for the first time in June 2022. Brantley's country rock sound and Jelly Roll's rapping technique were combined to create a new and entertaining song. They were good friends, and their relationship continued to grow. According to Jelly Roll, he speaks with Brantley on the phone more than anyone else. In addition to writing music together, he and his wife, Bunny XO, even embarked on a modest tour known as the Son of the Dirty South Summer Tour. Jacksonville, Florida was the first stop on the 5-show tour, which concluded in Brandon, Mississippi. Their chemistry on stage was adored by the audience. Together they continued to create. They collaborated on the song Behind Bars with Struggle Jennings in 2023. Rock, hip-hop, and country were all mingled together in this song from Jelly Roll's Wits Chapel album. But what was the biggest surprise? Since 2023, they have been co-producing an EP in secret. In 2024, Brantley stated that they had composed enough songs to release it, and if they do, it has the potential to transform the perception of country music. On November 13, 2021, Jelly Roll gave his first performance at the Grand Ole Opry, which was one of his most poignant moments. This was a significant career milestone for him, but it was also a personal one. When he was incarcerated in 2008, country music provided him some solace. Hope came to him when he recalled seeing Craig Morgan play at the Opry. Jelly Roll attended an Opry show after being released from prison and sat in the 7th row to see Craig Morgan perform live. Jelly Roll pointed out the identical seat he had occupied in those days when he performed on the same stage years later. That evening, he performed Son of a Sinner, Save Me, and Dead Man Walking. He dedicated Save Me to anybody who has ever felt unworthy yet has found hope again, which made his performance particularly poignant. There was more to the story. Craig Morgan appeared on the Opry stage with Jelly Roll in April 2022. Together, they performed Craig's song Almost Home. Even a framed copy of the lyrics was given to Jelly Roll by Craig. It was a moment of complete circle. Before sharing the stage with Craig, Jelly Roll would only listen to him while incarcerated. The 2023 CMA Awards victory for Jelly Roll was another significant event. The new Artist of the Year award went to him on November 8, 2023. He was one of the oldest winners in history, at 39. He informed the audience throughout his address that success lies beyond it. "Keep on, sweetheart." Backstage, he dropped and damaged his award by accident, demonstrating his joy. Rather than being outraged, he laughed it off and later made jokes about it on TV, claiming that it was just like his untidy but true life. His album Whitsit Chapel, which was released on June 2, 2023, was another significant event. The record, which was named after a church he attended as a child, was quite intimate. It broke country album debut records by debuting at number 2 on the top country albums list and number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. All 13 of the songs on the album were written by Jelly Roll, who also collaborated with rapper Yellow Wolf, Bradley Gilbert, and Lainey Wilson. Bailey made the decision to get baptized. Songs like Dancing with the Devil and Halfway to Hell, which are about faith and redemption, were inspired by this. The album's emotional depth and honesty won praise from critics. With his trips, Jelly Roll also created history. In 2023, he performed 44 performances nationwide as the headlining act for the Back Road Baptism Tour. The tour included musicians from a variety of genres, including El King, 3-6 Mafia, and Chase Rice. In front of more than 18,000 spectators, he even sold out a huge performance at Nashville's Bridgestone Arena. He announced a tour in Canada in 2024, followed by a surprise stadium tour with Post Malone in 2025. It's uncommon to find a country music artist and a mainstream hip-hop celebrity together, and this demonstrates how Jelly Roll is crossing musical boundaries. The darkest day of Jelly Roll's battle with food addiction was August 17, 2022. He walked on the scale that day and was met with the sight of 563 pounds. He had been consuming more than 10,000 calories a day for years as a form of solace. He spoke this candidly in an interview on January 5, 2025. According to him, he would binge-watch TV shows and eat entire pizzas by himself. He also acknowledged that he had concealed snacks in his tour van so that he could smuggle food in at night when nobody else was around. The date of the dreadful incident was March 3, 2023. He consumed 2 huge pizzas, 37 chicken wings, and a gallon of Coke on that particular day. He later experienced such excruciating chest discomfort that he had to visit the hospital. This served as a reminder. Then, he made the decision to seek intervention. He began seeing a therapist who specialized in food addiction and a dietitian, but his problems were not new. In October 2021, he consumed a whole wedding cake intended for 200 guests in 2 days. He claimed that the ensuing remorse and embarrassment were intolerable. January 15, 2024, was the day that everything changed. With 20,000 people cheering him on, Jelly Roll was playing at a sold-out show in Nashville's Bridgestone Arena. He paused his act in the middle and made a big announcement. To the audience, he declared, "I'm sick of being the fat guy in country music. This evening, I'm committing to myself and all of you that I will be half the man I am now by this time next year." The crowd erupted. However, they had no idea how far he would go to fulfill that pledge. On the following day, Jelly Roll went to work. 3 personal trainers, each specializing in a different aspect of fitness, were employed by him. He also hired a hypnotist, a sleep specialist, and 4 dietitians to assist him alter his connection with food. He converted his mansion into a workout facility. It featured a basketball court, an Olympic-sized pool, and a massive sauna that could accommodate his whole band. He followed an unusual diet. It was dubbed the Nashville Hot Chicken Diet by him. He was able to enjoy his favorite meal in a healthy way thanks to it. Lean turkey breast seasoned with unique spices was used by his cooks to create a version that tasted exactly like the original but was significantly lower in calories. 75% less, in fact. He consumed this 5 times a day, coupled with a protein drink with a sweet tea flavor and low-carb vegetables. Workouts for Jelly Roll were equally rigorous. It began at 4:30 a.m. every day, with a 5-mile stroll around his land. He was occasionally joined by supporters who set up camp outside his gates. By 7 a.m. for 2 hours, he was swimming in the pool. After that, he spent 90 minutes practicing basketball. He performed cardio and weightlifting in the afternoons, and he concluded his day with yoga and meditation at night. He didn't stop, even when on tour. His bus was equipped with a treadmill, and he walked the same distance between the cities he visited. His use of excessive temperature therapy was among his more bizarre practices. 3 times a day, he would spend 3 minutes at a temperature of 230 degrees Fahrenheit in a cryo chamber that he purchased for $500,000. Immediately thereafter, he would spend 20 minutes sitting in a sauna that was set at 220 degrees Fahrenheit. He said that it enabled him to burn an additional 3,000 calories per day, though some medical professionals were concerned about its safety. All of this was not kept secret by Jelly Roll. On social media, he posted everything: bodily measurements, daily weights, and even the outcomes of his blood tests. A heartfelt video of him putting on jeans he hadn't worn since high school was uploaded on March 3, 2024. He sobbed. And in only one day, the video had over 50 million views, making it a viral sensation. It sparked a movement where people shared their personal weight loss experiences, known as the Jelly Roll Challenge. Jelly Roll had already shed 150 pounds by June 2024, only 6 months into his adventure. His makeover was so drastic that he had to postpone tour dates in order to retouch promotional images and resize his stage attire. His experience prompted more than 500,000 people to sign up for his official Facebook weight loss support group. Jelly Roll discovered a startling fact regarding his eating difficulties. It was more than just overindulging. He had a history of drug use. Binge eating set off pathways in his brain that responded to medications. His inability to stick to a diet was explained by this. He altered his recuperation strategy after realizing this. He didn't just concentrate on addiction and food individually. He developed a strategy that was quite beneficial by consulting with specialists on both. His life began to revolve around therapy. He has been attending 5 weekly therapy sessions since September 2022. That's more than 500 hours of therapy. He confronted harsh realities and delved into his past throughout these meetings. There was a significant event in March 2023. During a unique form of therapy, he recalled a long-forgotten experience of abuse. Although unpleasant, it was crucial to his recovery. In addition to therapy, he became a member of Overeaters Anonymous and went to meetings 3 times a week. However, he didn't end there. Jelly Roll spent 72 hours on the Mojave Desert in July 2023. It was not simple. For the first 2 days, they were required to concentrate on heavy emotional training and were not allowed to eat. He came to see the extent to which his connections were impacting him during this retreat. He was able to make significant personal improvements as a result. He experimented with several forms of therapy, including hypnosis, working with horses, and even hallucinogenic therapy. After not speaking to his father for 15 years, he was able to forgive him after one session. In a subsequent interview, he discussed the emotional reunion that resulted from this. Jelly Roll discovered new techniques to maintain her composure under stress. Early in 2024, he equipped his tour bus with a meditation pod. Before every performance, he made sure to spend at least half an hour in meditation. This followed a panic attack that led him to leave the stage in the middle of his performance in February 2024. He also began writing songs daily to express his feelings. Making it flawless was not a concern for him. It was just a way for him to express his emotions. He wrote more than 300 musical compositions over the years. Some of it may even eventually appear on an album. Additionally, Jelly Roll worked on his physical well-being. In 2023, he began practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It developed into a method of controlling rage and honing self-control. A blue belt was awarded to him before the end of 2024. During his appearances, he even demonstrated his progress with a few movements. He experimented with severe temperature therapy as well. 3 times a week, he alternated between a heated sauna and very cold cryotherapy. He felt more at ease and had better sleep as a result. Even a mobile cryo sauna for his tours cost him $500,000. Jelly Roll's difficulties have been openly discussed. And it has motivated a lot of people. During a major interview in April 2024, he discussed having borderline personality disorder. He acknowledged that his job and relationships were impacted. He also disclosed that earlier that year, he had considered ending his life. In August 2024, he discussed how treatment assisted him in discovering traumatic memories on a podcast. His narrative inspired many fans to seek support for their own hardships.